Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, transsexual, pansexuals, straights and gays, non-binaries, welcome back to another Doctor Who review video. And today, we're going to discuss an episode that changed the face of time and space show forever. I'm indeed talking of the War Games, a serial which introduces, for the very first time, the Time Lords, a species above every other civilization in the universe. Who are they? What are they? Well, let's explore that more as we get right into this review. Our mysterious traveller and his friends find themselves in the middle of the Great War. At least, that's where they think they are. They come across a ambulance under heavy fire from enemy soldiers and decide to take it back to High Command, where they hope to meet the general in charge of everything that's going on. But little do they know that behind the lines, something is stirring the wars that are going on. Once in the trench, the Doctor and his friends explain to a commanding officer that they are merely travellers who have gotten lost and ended up stranded in the middle of no man's land. The commanding officer finds this very hard to believe and says that they shall be referred to a higher power, as the general is waiting for them back in his office. And within a passing remark, the soldiers mention that the general is not very kind-hearted to matters such as this. As the story progresses, we are introduced to a renegade Time Lord known as the War Chief. The War Chief has made an alliance with a race of beings that deem themselves warlords, and their leader, the Warlord. As the story progresses, we slowly get to understand the motives behind the War Chief and what's going on. The War Chief intends to manipulate humanity and their lust for war and conquest by putting them in zones and letting them fight to the death. The Doctor unravels this astonishing plot and hopes to destroy it before anyone else gets hurt. Throughout the course of the story, the Doctor almost gets assassinated on multiple times, but due to a distraction within the war zones, he takes this attempt to escape and flee, and reunites with his companion, Zoe Harriet. The pair go on into another zone, and full well knowing that the soldier that he comes across in a car does not recognize him, the Doctor takes this chance to claim that he is a superior officer and that he has been waiting and has been stranded for the last passing hours. Confused, the officer politely lets him in and carries him to the prison where his friend, Jamie McCrimmon, has been held. Towards the end of the story, the Doctor makes many attempts to stop the War Games and all the tragedy and all the bloodshed that is happening outside of the Central Control Center, but to no avail. He is always thwarted and can't seem to find a solution. He even pleads with the War Chief to stop the games, but sadly, the War Chief has other motivations and will not stop the games, even though they come from the same place, from Gallifrey. The Doctor finds himself frustrated and sadly turns to the one option he wishes he would never have to make. He calls his own people and then waits for them to arrive. The Doctor sends out the call, and in fear for his own mortality, being a renegade himself, he takes his companions back to the TARDIS and tries to escape the Time Lords, but inevitably, the Time Lords catch up with him and control his TARDIS until he eventually gives in and comes back to Gallifrey. They agree with the Doctor's plea that the War Games are wrong and that the beings behind them have committed a serious atrocity. But As punishment for his own crimes, the Doctor is forced to regenerate and change his appearance, whilst also leaving his companions behind. So, the answer to the biggest question in the universe right now. Is The War Games a good episode? The War Games is a fantastic episode which outlines the atrocities, massacres, and horrors of history. The wars that have been fought. The people behind the wars. The games that have been played. And yes, the conflict of interest. The Doctor in this story. A character so driven to running away from his own people that when he finds a situation so incredibly impossible, he has no choice but to call for help. So, I'm going to give The War Games a solid 10 out of 10. Thank you for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, consider leaving a like and maybe subscribing if you want to. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.